young and easy, under the apple boughs, about the lilting house, and happy as the grass was green, the night above the dingle, starry. Time let me hail and climb, golden in the heyday of his eyes. And honored among wagons, I was the prince of the apple towns. And once below a time, I lordly had the trees and leaves trail with daisies and barley down the rivers of the windfall light. And as I was green and carefree, famous among the barns, about the happy yard, and singing as the farm was home, in the sun that is young once only, time let me play and be, golden in the mercy of his means. And green and golden I was huntsman and herdsman. The calves sang to my horn, the foxes on the hills barked cold and clear, and the Sabbath rang slowly in the pebbles of the holy streams. And all sun long it was running, it was lovely. The hay fields as high as the house, the tunes from the chimneys, it was air and flame, lovely and watery, and fire green as grass. And nightly under the simple stars, as I rode to sleep, the owls were bearing the farm away. And all the moon long I heard, blessed among stables, the night jars flying with the ricks, and the horses flashing into the dark. And to awake, and the farm, like a wanderer white with dew, come back, the cock on his shoulder. It was all shining, it was Adam and maiden. The sky gathered again, and the sun grew round that very day. And so it must have been after the birth of the simple light, in the first spinning place, the spell-bound horses walking warm out of the whinnying green stable onto the fields of praise. And honored among foxes and pheasants about the gay house under the new-made clouds, and happy as the heart was long in the sun born over and over, I ran my heedless ways. My wishes raced through the house-high hay, and nothing I cared at my sky-blue trades that time allows in all his tuneful turning, so few and such morning songs before the children green and golden follow him out of grace. And nothing I cared in the lamb-white days that time would take me up to the swallow-thronged loft by the shadow of my hand in the moon that is always rising, nor that riding to sleep I should hear him fly with the high fields and wake to the farm forever fled from the childless land. Oh, as I was young and easy in the mercy of his means, time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea.
Yeah!
Now a couple of sequences of mine. This is called I Saw the Devil Yesterday. August 2002. I saw the devil yesterday in a hallway in a Vegas hotel. An Amazon with a 7 tattooed on her shoulder was running away from him, the giant in his leathers. Over 7 feet he was, with a mohawk, ziggurats and lightning bolts tattooed his leather face from his temple to his chin. In 7 bright spikes bristling from his purple lips and hawk nose, and smiling at us he drawled, "Well, how you all doing?" Part 2, August 2006. I saw the devil yesterday. While walking around in Suffolk, he scowled at me and then turned away and walked into McDonald's. Yeah, of course, the devil eats at McDonald's. Then I saw him again today in Camden Town, though he had replaced his skin. He asked me for some change, and then he asked for a smile, but I gave him not, for I have long since been taught never to offer the glimpse of a finger, for if you show the devil the tip of a nail, he'll steal your arm to the shoulder. Number 3, August 2011. I saw the devil again yesterday, slithering through Embarcadero 2. He was wearing a cheap sports coat and really ugly Italian shoes. He looked older than he did the last time I saw him. Remember where? Oh, yeah. Sitting on a wall in Camden Town. Doesn't look so dangerous now, though I know different, for I worked for him once, and I felt the pettiness of his wrath. He was a lawyer at that point, working for tobacco companies. He probably still is, for some things never change. It's a cliche, but it's true. There are certain forms of evil that are always bound to the universal. Part 4, yesterday on the Six Parnassus. I didn't see the devil yesterday, but I heard someone who was sure she did. She cursed at his empty seat upon the bus, and as his silence laughed at her, she swore that she would hunt him down, and then she pleaded with the child at his side. Then raging, she called the girl a whore, though there was no girl there. She howled, "Don't go sleeping with that thing. Don't go making any devil babies. Old man, you are nothing but a filthy old dog, and those babies will be devil babies, dog children." Then she got up from her seat and screaming chased them from the bus, even though there was no one there. Yes, I did not see the devil yesterday. And the last part, part 5, I saw the devil again today, in a dark blue suit and a red silk tie in the Broadway conference room. He stood and smiled and told us all lies, and there was nothing behind his onyx eyes. As he licked his lips, he showed his true age. He's older than the Vishnu schist at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I never saw anything turn so quickly old as it dawned on me what we were being told. He damned 26 people, all for the good of the corporation. Thank you. Elvis Presley and the Myth of America begins with an epigraph. Maybe someday your name will be in lights saying, "Johnny, be good tonight." That's the Myth of America, folks. Chuck Berry. Part 1, Elvis Orpheus. Inside of Vegas and Graceland, vulgarities burns the pious fervor of rock and roll. Garish and exuberant, the love of the lyric flesh, the throb of the will, the impetus to be. Sad young Elvis was a beautiful boy, suckled on the rich soul milk of Memphis, on the delirium of the 10th song, on the grace within the sacred song, a sneering Narcissus drunk on lyric nectar. Sad fat Elvis was led to the slaughter, wreathed in garlands and Vegas baubles, his scarf stretched rippling like blood ribbons trailing from the ecstatic hands of the Maenads. Part 2. I thought I heard Dylan say it someday Elvis would be a religion. The great and greasy black harried heads of rain clouds loomed like a pelvis from behind the spongy fat of high piled and pleated earth. The crack baroom rum tumble of the cloud song rolling rocked the doleful skies in creases like sneers, serrating the soggy and swelling hills. In my mouth wide and lofted high, I opened my soul deep cavern, my wee and wheedling pipe, to clutch the thunderous song and try to mix with it my own. And vibrating from my lips to my balls, I yielded to the glory of thunder and joined to it my meager howl. My mammal thrill is to be grafted in expanding wonder to the awesome voice of thunder. Two songs twinned by common births, sparks from cloud heart and from muscle, We sing from electricity. We try to become an Elvis sound. We sing for the electric plush of forever smooth and youthful loins. Thunder and I are the world, come cry. Thunder and I cry for you. Thunder and I cry for Elvis. Part 3, Elvis at Solstice. The withered, 100-fingered hand of a tree scratches at the pock dark sky, twinkling white. The ground lay under groaning loaves of ice and bitter air, betrayed by light, writhing eely white. Winter's a vacuum, dark and bright, that chews light, whose frozen lips are cordial flesh would lick and bite. And we realize winter because sunlight flees. It's like the night that Elvis died. It became winter on that August night. So now we stoke the fires against the Elvis winter, an infernal night. And now we fight a profane fight. We wield the light like an erection in hopes to redeem this bleak sterility. We wield music of youthful loins and riot around the barren tree, hung in vulgar effigies. Beat the drum upon winter solstice as we mask the absent sun to burn a wicker man, an Elvis in the winter. So let us flee and sleep and dream of Elvis in the spring. And I started with one Dylan and I'll kind of end with the other. This is a thing called Dark Eyes that I wrote after a Bob Dylan song. The gentle breezes touched the trees and sunlight poured across cathedral walls. Paris seemed to be but distant dreams, yet from where I sit I heard the toll of bells. But this is such a different world, where bourgeois fancies now the prize, where love's defiled by flags unfurled, and all I see are dark eyes. A blind man sits upon a bridge of sighs and sings a forlorn song for beauty, but he must rail against 10,000 lies, drowned by the martial songs of duty. The route of truth now seems complete, for I must love what I despise. I feel the hot blood pool around my feet, and all I see are dark eyes. The poet's raging in the street, and dire are the words of prophecy. Eyes see cruelty when tongues are sweet, as madmen sing to us of ecstasy. The sun is gone, so the moon grows bold, and sorrow dawns in old disguise. The night grows hard and bitter cold, and all I see are dark eyes. But a young girl sleeping by a quiet pool, and a young boy lies beside her deep in prayer, and I know to them I must seem such a fool, yet I'll spin poetry from their copper hair, for they ignite that other world where love and beauty never compromise, where the moon will shine as heaven's pearl, and all that shines are dark eyes.